Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I want to do a video about when people diagnose, and they say they're not diagnosing, but they are, and they shouldn't be. They're not certified, or they don't have the appropriate credentials to diagnose, but they will anyway. And one of the reasons it's on my mind is because I just left my doctor's office, which just a little blog part of it, a real life part of it, is that I made the appointment for today because it was going to be a different nurse practitioner. And I've seen the doctors, more than one doctor, and the nurse practitioner, and both of the ones that are still there, and they're not always that nice. And so I wanted to see a new one. Well, that one called in sick. Yeah. Really cold morning, getting out, not really wanting to. Second time I had an appointment with her. First time I had to cancel, and then because of the weather, by the way. And then this time she's not there, and they finally got the other one in, the one I'm not too fond of, and it took her. It was over an hour that my appointment was delayed. Okay, to make it short. But this has made me think about, because the front office clerks and all this, about people who can make decisions. They don't realize that they're doing the work of a healthcare professional when they are, like front office people. I've never been front office. I've been back office, but not front office, in like various kinds of places. Not too many, but yeah, I've worked back office and had to. I've worked as a office manager, help replacement for that day. Not day, but that. I don't know how long it was, maybe a year or so. But so I know what they should and shouldn't do. And that's what I want to talk about. And that's not just in medical. Okay, now, I do want to just make a little distinction here. And it varies where you are. People use different terms for this. But a person who schedules appointments and that greets takes care of the patients or clients when they come in is usually called a front desk, where I'm used to. Front desk receptionist. Okay, now the person who does things like pulls the chart, sometimes takes appointments, helps out the front desk clerk, the front desk receptionist, that person is a front office or front desk clerk. Okay, they pull charts, stuff like this. But they can do more. These days, your job requirement list says, and then some. Don't we all know how that is? Anyway, I had to tell some. It wasn't really my job, but in the way it was, to explain to the front desk receptionist and the front desk clerk that they are not to diagnose. Okay, and what does it mean to diagnose? Such as if a patient calls in and says, says the surgeon's office, and the patient says, I'm having this kind of reaction, they are not to diagnose, the front desk clerk and the front desk receptionist, and tell them anything. Everything should be clear, it should be through the actual surgeon, the actual office that they're calling. Even that includes even that they should go to the ER. Okay, no, only the surgeon, only the health care professional can say you need to go to the ER, or say anything of what you need to do. Anything. It should only be through, say, the surgeon. Now, some of them don't understand that. They would not, apparently were never taught that you are not supposed to tell them, oh, well, I think you need to go to the ER, say. Or maybe you should do this. Do you want us to renew your prescription? Something like, no. That is them doing the job of that healthcare professional, and no, they're not certified, they're not anything to, be able to do that. Here's another thing. I had a boyfriend years ago that his glucose went sky high. Okay, he was on insulin, and he refused to do anything about it. And basically, I called the hospital, and I knew what they should say. Okay, and I called the hospital and said, look, his glucose level is at this point, and it was a nurse. Okay, this was a hospital, and she said, She says, ma'am, I can't tell you what, I don't think she even said that, but she said, I said, what should I do? What should I do about it? And she says, we really wouldn't mind seeing your boyfriend. Okay, now think about that. What was she not saying, but what was she saying? Okay, she was saying without saying, because of HIPAA and all. But she was saying, get his butt in this hospital without saying that. Because she can't diagnose over the phone whether he needs to be in the hospital or not. You see? Even though she was a nurse, she wasn't his nurse. Yeah, that's the difference. Okay, now let me give some examples of what I've seen. And I think I mentioned this recently, but I'm kind of like starting over my videos here. Refreshing them. Now, I have seen over the years many, many, many times people give diet advice, but one of them concerned a medical issue, medical problem, a mental problem. And somebody on a different social media, not YouTube, had left this person a comment and told them what kind of diet they needed to stick to start and stick to. Now, this was just some stranger. This wasn't this person's doctor. This wasn't this person's nutritionist or anything, dietitian, none of this. It was just a stranger was telling somebody because of their mental health, they should do something. No, that is wrong. That should not happen. People should not tell anybody, like make a video and say, hey, everybody should do this diet, this is whatever. You're not everybody's doctor, dietitian, nutritionist, whatever. You're a nurse, you're not. So that's dangerous. Because believe me, for some people, that is very dangerous. Many years ago, I took an advice from someone many years ago. I'm talking 1990s. And it sounded good. I didn't ask my doctor. That's not a good thing. You need to ask your doctor before you do anything. But no, I didn't. And it was a supplement, which you wouldn't think a supplement would hurt you. Almost killed me. So yeah. Hey, my channel is not an advice channel, so whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna do. Oh my goodness, I've got all these thoughts on my mind about this. People do the diet, they do exercise, they do supplements, they tell everybody what they should and shouldn't. Who are these people? Why do they think that they can diagnose? And then it comes to something else, and that's, like I said, for mental health. I recently mentioned that I saw a video, and it was just a live stream, and I popped in for like a minute. You can say a lot in a minute, but that person, one of them, gave some really awful advice just out there for anybody who was on live stream. Apparently, one of them made a comment, and they gave this kind of advice, and it was very, very wrong, and it could be very harmful. Okay, now, who are these people to diagnose? Seriously. First of all, they're life coaches. Life coaches don't diagnose. And then they don't give advice for mental, none of this. But they do. But some of them do. You need to check where you are and where the other person is and see how legal that is. And you might find that it's very illegal. And here it would be extremely illegal. So, yeah, but people think, okay, I can diagnose and tell that person you need to go to see a counselor. You specifically in the live stream, you need to go see a good counselor. And that was not what it was about. No, they don't send anybody to counselors. The ones I'm seeing, because they think they're life coaches and they can do the same thing. They can't do the same thing. Period. I've seen this a lot. I've seen people. On YouTube making these, and it's not just YouTube, it can be like Facebook, or I don't know about the other ones, and they give this kind of advice, or they diagnose the person that whatever is asking them a question, they diagnose that person. They're not that person's counselor, they're not a counselor or therapist or licensed professional in that field at all. and they diagnose them. They say, oh, well, then you had this personality disorder, or your boyfriend or girlfriend has this personality disorder. Really? Who are you, again, to diagnose? But they do. Some of them do. Okay, that would be, of course, that would be somebody diagnosing somebody with a disorder that has no right, and it can be extremely illegal, but they're doing it anyway. One of the things I've seen, I really don't watch too many videos. Yeah, I stopped doing that almost, a year and a half ago, in this community, because I've seen so many different things, including things like people watching other people's videos and making their own video, like I think I said earlier or in another video, and they they say that person needs to go get counseling, and because they seem like they have, and then they list the disorder, that's in the DSM. Yeah, they're diagnosing. And of course, you've seen various people diagnose other people. I think many of us do in our own mind, but we don't go and tell everybody about it. Okay, who are we to diagnose and tell somebody else this person has this disorder? Exactly. Anyway, I'm wrapping this one up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.